A number of years ago, I was looking at an aquarium, big aquarium, and it had all these different fish. But one caught my eye. It was this large fish, and it looked like it had a story. Because this thing was bigger than most of the other fish in the tank, but it also looked like it had leprosy. I mean, this thing was like missing pieces. It was alive. It was swimming. It was still kicking theoretically, but it was like just had just pieces missing, and you could tell they'd been missing some of them for a long time. And so I asked the person whose tank it was. I'm like, "What is going on with that fish? I mean, is that like a disease or something?" He goes, "No. I used to have that fish in another tank with some other fish, but I had to get him out because a couple of the other fish, smaller fish in the other tank." When that other fish wasn't looking, when the big fish wasn't looking, they would swim up and take a bite right out of it and swim away and chew on him. And a little bit later, bam, they'd take a bite out of him and swim away while they chew on him. And like he's like over and over and over, these two little fish just going bang, 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 and just kept taking bites out of this guy. And eventually there wasn't going to be anything left, so I had to move tanks. And now he swims around with the scars. Friends, we as people oftentimes swim around, walk around, live around as if we have had some bites taken out of us, haven't we? How many of you can maybe think of school? Recently, maybe less recently, you can think of maybe some unkind things that were said, and you could still carry the scars of, bang, people taking bites out of you. Or work, or in the sports team. Some of you were in a family, lived in a family, grew up in a family. Some of you maybe are still in that scenario where the family you lived in, the family you live in, just continues to take bites out of you. Harsh words, deep criticism, never good enough, always in trouble. Those are sad. But friends, maybe the most sad is when we have bites taken out of us at church with other Christian believers. It happens. It doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen always, but it has happened probably to all of us. Galatians chapter 5 deals with it. Galatians 5, 14 and 15. Listen to the words of Paul. He says, "For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself." But then he transitions. "If you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other." Do you hear what he's saying? That we are meant to be a community of grace. But instead, sometimes we end up taking bites out of each other, don't we? How many of us, either ourselves or someone we know, can think of a church person, a church folk, someone who's gone to church, someone maybe doesn't go to church anymore, someone who serves, someone in ministry, whatever it is, that you would just say, man, they're swimming around with some bite marks missing because of gossip or criticism, accusation, or because folks are just plain unkind. That is not Christian community. Christian community where we team up is meant to be a place of grace. A place of grace.